Coming up on 9 News Mornings, watching cliff divers is going to have to hold off since reopening Casa Bonita has taken longer than expected. We're getting a better idea behind the delay. Gary Shapiro is off this morning so he can prepare for his big drag debut tonight. More about the drag guy for the straight guy fundraiser. And it's nearly time for Broncos preseason coverage to begin. We'll share your Broncos Pride photos. 9 News Mornings starts right now. Broncos preseason.
Let's go.
I'm so excited. I know I'm going to be watching tomorrow in between the benefit concert. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm very excited. And we want everyone to share their Broncos Pride this morning. And a lot of people are going to be wearing orange and blue.
Yeah, a little bit later in the show, on the 7 to 9 show on Channel 20, we're going to have Steve Atwater in here talking about a big Broncos fundraiser. So you'll want to join us for that if you watch for a few hours.
There you go. The legend.
Yeah.
We're also called Gary Shapiro, the legend.
Which he is.
He is. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Friday, right?
A lot to celebrate today.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of reasons to celebrate today. One thing we won't be, well, Corey, you like the hot weather, right?
She does.
Bring the heat.
She's the only one.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I like it. I'm just ready for a little bit of relief. And you have that next week.
We do have relief, so probably a little bit of something for everyone with our forecast. Let's take a look at this because those temperatures for your day today definitely going to be on the hot side. But as we get into next week, yes, it is going to feel so much better. Those for at least me. Corey won't like this as much, but I will like this a lot more. But meantime, right now here in Denver, it's on the calm side. And later on today, we're getting up to 98 degrees for us here in Denver. Our record for today, 100 degrees set back in 1876 during the, of course, Rutherford B. Hayes era, for those of you historian experts out there. Regardless, that's me being nerdy. Temperatures for your day today will rise on up as usual. Late morning, early this afternoon, upper 80s by about 11 a.m. And then by early this afternoon, those temperatures spiking into the low to mid 90s for us here in Denver. And by about 4 or 5 o'clock, we hit that 98 degree mark. A lot of 90s for us on the eastern plains. Mountains, a lot of 80s fairly widespread for this afternoon. What's likely for us here in Denver today, we'll probably get up to our 49th day and 90 or above so far this year. That is way above average. It has been a much hotter than average summer so far here in Denver, our second warmest summer to date on record. Meantime, showers and storms, a few of those mainly west of the Continental Divide. One or two of these might try and move their way down into the Fort Collins area, into central and eastern parts of Larimer County. Most of us stay dry, including the Front Range. I think we'll be dry for your day today. Slightly higher chance for a storm tomorrow here in Denver. Whatever we do see, though, should be fairly limited. The real story, once again, for tomorrow, 96 degrees. I'll have more details on a much cooler forecast coming up in my full forecast in about 15 minutes.
You know, Chris, I like the 98 degrees better yesterday with all your jokes about the boy band. Let's bring that back. All right, thank you. Let's get y'all out the door this morning. This is our CDOT camera at 270 and Vasquez, where we are just smooth sailing. No problems to report out here. Really across the metro, there was one earlier problem, and it does look like it cleared off the map. We had police activity. Police were directing traffic at northbound I-25 at the ramp to Lincoln Avenue, and it was closed. But again, that icon has cleared off our map, and it looks like we're back to normal through that area. Westbound 76 Drive into Commerce City, 10 minutes if you're driving in from E470, so you're in the green there. Southbound 225 right between I-70 and I-25, just a quick 10 minutes as well. And that northbound ride of 225 in great shape this morning.
Erica, thank you. After the creators of South Park bought Casa Bonita, the iconic restaurant underwent a major facelift. Now we're finally getting a look at those plans. 9 News reporter John Glasgow joins us live in the studio. John, and we just got some documents that show millions of dollars in renovations.
Yeah, Natasha, you can start with the new changes. When you drive by the old Casa Bonita, if the building wasn't pink enough, well, it's getting a fresh lick of paint on it, making it stand out even more on Colfax. The creators of South Park are overhauling the iconic restaurant for $12 million, 4 times what they paid for it. We learned that from the plans submitted to the city of Lakewood. Matt Stone and Trey Parker, they bought this place for $3.1 million. The plans indicate that they are keeping the spirit of Casa Bonita, but they're making some major changes to the Mexican Fiesta-themed universe. The iconic dive pool and the Black Bart's Cave, it's going to be updated to include steps for the divers. They're also making the place more accessible by adding more ramps and a new vertical platform. The outdoor fountain is going to be getting a new LED lighting, that is, and the kitchen and bathrooms, they're going to be completely gutted as well. So we reached out to the creators of South Park and Casa Bonita's new owners. They did not respond to us, but they did tell us in the Denver Post that the restaurant was like something out of kitchen nightmares. It was that bad. There's still no timeline on when it's going to reopen, but Natasha, I think most people are excited about the new food. I hear it was really bad. I actually never got a chance to go. I got here too late. COVID hit. Everything shut down. I didn't get to go in there, but I would have loved to.
The key is to get the sopapillas. You can't go wrong with that. And maybe one of those frozen margaritas, not bad. But have they talked anything about the food update? Is it going to be better?
I think so. I think they have to do something better to bring in more people. I feel like this is going to be like Casa Bonita with a bit of a Hollywood version to it.
Okay.
These guys have been in Hollywood long enough. They know. People are going to want to see a bit of a show.
Some of the fanfare of it all. Yeah, I mean, it's only up from here. You really just have to add some more salt and pepper to the food and it's better, you know? So
Salt helps
not
everything.
much.
Hot sauce.
Exactly. Some hot sauce. Yeah,
salt, pepper.
it'll be all good. But it's cool to see the inside and what they're working on, John. Thank you.
I am so excited about it. Denver's 3 largest sporting venues could eventually all be connected. That's what Kroenke Sports would like to see happen with the city's approval. They're calling it the Sports Mile, stretching from Mile High to Coors Field. They want to turn parking lots and other areas around Ball Arena into residential units, bars, and office space. The redevelopment plan also features bike, pedestrian, and car connectors for transportation throughout downtown. This is part of a 20-year plan for the area. Development is still in the early stages. All of it still needs to be signed off on by the city.
A new strategy to stretch supply of the monkeypox vaccine has been approved. It allows for a much smaller dose as monkeypox cases continue to climb. Supplies are being stretched. So an FDA emergency use authorization now allows for doses to be cut to 1/5 what they were, allowing for 5 doses out of a standard 1-dose vial. But will it provide the same amount of protection?
There's a really good set of data from a wide set of vaccines, not just for smallpox, but also flu and rabies, that this way of administering vaccines can actually be more effective. It creates an equivalent immune response and so therefore quite likely equivalent protection.
The FDA says delivering doses in this way has resulted in more redness, firmness, itchiness, and swelling at the injection site. But the agency says those studies had less pain and the side effects were manageable. Officials say that this move could increase the number of vaccine doses in the national stockpile from 441,000 to more than 2.2 million.
The monkeypox outbreak has infected more than 9,000 Americans as of Wednesday. Questions about its spreading have been rolling into our Verify team, so Ariane Detil has some answers.
Touch a lot of surfaces every day that other people have also touched. Amid the monkeypox outbreak, which the federal government has declared a public health emergency, many people online have questions about how the virus spreads. Verify viewers Becky and Rob specifically asked whether monkeypox can be transmitted by touching surfaces. So let's verify. Can you get monkeypox by touching contaminated surfaces? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the California Department of Public Health, and Dr. Scott Roberts, assistant professor of infectious diseases at the Yale School of Medicine, who says the risk of getting infected through a surface is quite low.
It's not zero, but it is low. And so that risk of a fleeting contact or somebody briefly touching something probably does not lead to enough virus on that surface to infect you if you get exposed.
So yes, a person could get infected with monkeypox by touching contaminated objects, fabrics, or surfaces that have been used by someone with the virus. But that's not the most common way that it spreads. Monkeypox transmission primarily occurs through close personal, often skin-to-skin contact with people who have monkeypox symptoms, such as a rash and sores, according to the CDC and the California Department of Public Health. Roberts says studies are currently ongoing about how long the virus can survive on surfaces. So far, experts know that the virus family monkeypox comes from can survive on surfaces, particularly when in cool, dark, and low humidity environments. But Dr. Roberts and the CDC both say that these viruses are sensitive to many disinfectants.
This virus is easily killed. So common disinfectants that we use, such as alcohol wipes or Lysol wipes, very easily kill the monkeypox virus.
So we can verify, yes, monkeypox can spread by touching contaminated surfaces, but the current risk is low. Health experts are much more concerned about COVID-19 because unlike monkeypox, the virus can spread through the air. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Detil.
And now on to some COVID news. Colorado's 7-day positivity rate is the lowest it's been since May. 7.6% of tests came back positive in the last week. The week before, 9.8% of tests were coming back positive. Important to note that these numbers do not account for at-home tests.
The CDC says it's time to move away from restrictive COVID measures. The CDC says people no longer need to quarantine after a COVID exposure, and they're no longer recommending people stay 6 feet apart. In schools, the CDC is removing their test to stay guideline as well. Students previously exposed to the virus would have to test to stay in class. The agency says the changes stem from high vaccination rates and the number of people who've already caught it as a reason for all of those changes. Health leaders are also changing the guidance around testing after a COVID exposure. The FDA is now recommend you take 3 at-home tests instead of 2 if you've been exposed to the virus. Previously, they recommended people take 2 tests over 2 or 3 days to rule out infections. But new studies show that strategy misses too many infections. So they want people without symptoms to test 3 times starting 5 days after an exposure.